Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in to the Crypto Bunker podcast. And I want to welcome you to a new segment that I'm going to be doing called Coffee and Crypto. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get into it. So what we're going to do over the course of this Coffee and Crypto segment is once a week during the morning, I'm going to try and post a video regarding a topic in crypto. So I'm going to go through some of the topics that we might cover. We have deflationary Ethereum, identity verification on chain, Web3 social, scaling solutions, NFTs, the creator economy, DeFi, stablecoins, DAOs, ZK rollups, Web3 gaming, decentralized networks, Web3 music, tokenization of data, tokenization of equity, real estate, sports players, tokenization in general. These are all things that are happening in the ecosystem of crypto right now. And a lot of people are just focusing on the price. A lot of people are just focusing on what's happening with FTX or with Celsius or some of these other issues, what's happening with regulations, with governments. But what we want to focus on is what are the positive things that Web3 is bringing to the world, and what change is that making in the world that could help us as people to better prosper and to better help others in the world of crypto. Okay. So the first thing I want to cover is deflationary Ethereum. Deflationary Ethereum was an idea that came along when it was first proposed to release EIP 1559, and that was to burn Ethereum every time that a transaction happens. A part of that was getting burnt forever. And that's still happening. So the burn is still going on. But now we also have proof of stake, which happened about 123 days ago now. And what we're experiencing currently is the second time in the 122 days that we're officially deflationary from proof of stake until now. So I'm going to share my screen and see if I can show you guys what I'm looking at in terms of this. But what I'm looking at is deflationary Ethereum right now. And this is ultrasound.money. It's a great website to track the supply, the current supply of ETH. And how cool is it that we can audit Ethereum through this website, through other websites? We can understand exactly how many of the supply of the asset that we hold is on chain. Okay. And what we're seeing is that ever since the merge, it's been pretty volatile in terms of whether we're inflationary or deflationary. But what we can see is since the merge, we are now officially deflationary. Back in this time, this is when the FTX happened. And so we went deflationary around that time because there was so much selling pressure and people trying to get on chain, just sell whatever they have. And so it makes sense because the network was being used more. But now I think what we're seeing is that the network is just starting to be used more in general. And what we can see is we made a higher or a lower high in terms of inflationary ETH. So when we first released it, we went all the way up here, came down, came up here. Now what we're looking for is to make a lower low in terms of deflationary. But we're negative 44 ETH have been released on chain since proof of stake, which 123 days ago. Now let's see what that looks like in comparison to if we did not have the proof of stake. If we were still on proof of work, if we still had miners for Ethereum, what would it look like? As you can see, the bottom is proof of stake currently, which we're negative, but the top is proof of work. So look at the difference. I mean, it's unbelievable to think that 1.4 million more ETH would be in circulation if it wasn't for proof of stake. And that's even with the burn. And then you can see where Bitcoin is also 110,000 since proof of stake Bitcoin have been released. And so through mining, obviously with proof of work, but with proof of stake, with people locking their ETH up, and you know, it's outstanding, because what we're seeing is a massive change in the Ethereum supply. And yeah, 1.4 million, but then with proof of stake, you can press that button, negative 48. I mean, that is just a huge, huge difference. And I just think that eventually I think we're going to see a rally here. And we can look at the chart of Ethereum quickly after this. But what I wanted to show is that we also have the burn. So we're burning almost 1 million ETH per year. And you can see the issuance is 622, which means we're negative on the time frame of a full year. Right now, we're projected to be negative. If you look at it on a 30-day time frame, we're still negative. So it's looking really good. We can still see the supply projection. So where we're at now with proof of stake, and then where we expect to be in 2223, which obviously none of us will be here at that point, but we'll have 53 million ETH in circulation at that time. And so that's the projection. And I truly believe that, and I admit that that's what it takes, is belief, right? Because we're relying on the developers, and I understand that that might be viewed as a security and all that. But at the end of the day, this is a decentralized network, and there's 500,000 validators. There's nodes all over the world, and as you can see, OpenSea is still the leader, usually is Uniswap, in terms of burning ETH. And so ETH just constantly getting burned. We can see total value secured. So I don't know if I've seen this yet. So I have to sort of try to understand this with you guys in the moment, but I guess, this is ERC20 token leaderboard. Okay, so the total value secured right now is 0.44 trillion. So I'm guessing that is 440 million, or 440 billion, maybe. Is that right? Oh, huh. Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's $440 billion secured. And this is what they say is securing the Internet of Value. And so this is big stuff. You can see Bored Ape Yacht Club is worth 1.64 billion, CryptoPunks 1.6 billion, and on down the line for NFTs. And then we have tokens that are also being secured, and our ERC20 tokens, BNB, USDC, Tether, obviously BUSD, Matic. So we're sort of looking at the total value that is secured, and the security ratio, which is interesting. The ratio of total value secured to economic security. It measures attacker leverage, lower is better. Okay. So 17.7. That's interesting. I think what that is doing, if I can do quick math real fast here, is saying, I'm guessing 440 billion divided by the market cap of Ethereum, which is like 190 billion. We can just do 44 divided by, yeah, that's not it. So I don't know. I mean, I guess security ratio is Value secured by Ethereum, value securing Ethereum. Oh, it's the staked value. Got it. Okay. So the more that we can get people to stake their Ethereum, the more secure the network is going to be. So if you haven't staked your Ethereum, I would probably just wait until March, because we have the Shanghai upgrade coming through, and that is actually going to release the tokens out into supply. And so you can look for that in March. That will happen in March. I guarantee it. And about 99% sure that that's going to happen. And so if you have staked ETH on an exchange like I do from way back in the day when I didn't know what to do, I'm going to unstake that, and I'm going to most likely probably just take it out for a little bit and sort of see what happens. I'm probably going to go to Rocket Pool, which is a decentralized staking service, just to help sort of secure and decentralize the network in a better way. Because if you have your money on exchange, you're sort of fueling the centralization, which is not good for the network. And if you want your money to grow with your Ethereum, you would want it to be part of a more decentralized network, which would help the metrics for Ethereum, because that's the whole point of crypto at the end of the day. So let's look at this. This is interesting. I don't know if this is in log here, but because if you look at it on the monthly, it's different than if you look at it on the weekly. At least I thought it was. If you look at it on the log, let's see if you look at it on log scale, that it's a breakout technically, I thought, but maybe not. I mean, if you you can see how it's definitely some sort of breakout that we're having here. And so that is interesting. And what I think I want to show mainly with this is that, first of all, we have a breakout in terms of this, I believe, right? If we take that as the which is what I was using originally when I called this top, as well as this one. The thing that I was using was this, and we've broken out. And so what you can see is that, and we're deflationary. So, like, in terms of the candles here, I mean, I do understand people. I think that we will retest the 200-day, but breaking the 200-day moving average is a huge deal. And we're seeing the upward movement and the bullish crosses that we're having here with the moving averages. They look really good. Even the 200-day is now sort of creeping to move up. And so what we want to see is, now we want to see test the 200 as it's sort of starting to creep up. That's good support. Then we have this may be happening at the same time, where the 20 crosses the 200 at the same time as we're testing support in the next couple weeks. And so that's what we want to see. We haven't broken the 200-day moving average since, like, I'll tell you, it's been a while. In terms of, like, pretty much not this whole bear market, because look, we hit it here, we hit it here, we pretty much almost hit it here. And so I want to show you an example of when the last time we broke the moving averages like this. In my opinion, it's this rally that we had here, where the 200 was on top of us for months at a time. And it sort of the same, got rejected on this. Like, this was the top in 2017, 18. We had another rally, which again was the get out of town rally that we had with Ethereum in early 2022, I believe. And then we couldn't hold it as support, and we crashed all the way through the floor. And then we consolidated, sort of similar to what we're doing now. And then we broke the 200 like we just did. And we broke that downtrend, which usually the 200-day is sort of the same thing as a downtrend. And then what did we do? We came back, we tested it right there a couple weeks later, and then we exploded. And I want to note, because I think that this could be where we're headed right now, that where we got to in terms of let me take this off log. In terms of the monthly candles, okay? The monthly candles, this is where we rallied up to in that scenario, okay? We rallied up to a 20-month moving average going down. So this is where we broke the 200 around these levels, right here. And then we had 2 more months of rally, bam, hit that top, and then double bottomed, okay? I could see that scenario playing out here. Now, I don't think we'll go all the way down anymore. I really don't. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that was the low. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I think there's a slight possibility of like a slightly lower low, fake people out, make it think it's going to 400, and then we rally up. But what I think is going to happen here is we're going to rally up to that line there, okay? And that line is probably going to be around 2200. We have resistance right at that level as well. Okay, that's key resistance right there, because we've had support crash through the floor. And in terms of the monthly, we sort of tested it there, but not really. I think we could come up and test that again, and then we could sort of test this. So, around like the 1300, 1400 level. And I think that's probably where we're going to be heading. I think it's a great thing for the ecosystem. But if this thing's coming down and you were waiting to get out, I mean, it's possible you sell here. It's possible you don't. But I'm telling you, if we break, I mean, we have broken that level. If you look at it on a monthly, if you look at it from that top, we have broken it. And so, you could almost look at this as a giant wedge that we've now broken. And so who knows? I mean, it doesn't, to me, you eventually almost have to break that downtrend because it's such a long bear market. So I'm not really counting this as like as one of these types of things where you measure it like measured move, double top. But who knows? I mean, Ethereum right now to me is looking really good. And so that's all I can say. Hopefully you guys got something out of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the new segment, Coffee and Crypto. We're going to try to keep doing these. Like I said, we have all these different topics that we need to cover, and they all relate to, securing the internet of value mainly with Ethereum. I'll be honest, mainly Ethereum, but I'll try to use some of these to cover other ecosystems. For me, it's mainly Polkadot, Ethereum, and then like layer 2 solutions, Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, things like that. ZK Rollup, ZK Sync, Starkware, Web3 gaming. We're going to bring in, some of these you have to bring in other protocols, right? DeFi, Web3 social. What's Lens Protocol doing? You have NFTs. What NFTs are we going to talk about? You have stable coins. What kind of stable coin regulation are we going to get? Do I think that USDC is going to be the world reserve currency? These are all things we're going to get to. So please continue to tune in. And like I always say, have a great day. Okay. Have a great day today.